Yeah, so been a pretty fun week this week. Got a couple of things finished, made progress on a couple of other stuff. In this episode, we are going to take a look at the LED Matrix again. This is probably the best way of showing it. Yeah, so it's the 64 by 32 LED Matrix panel. It is hooked up to an ESP8266 and a fairly large 5-volt power supply. But before we get into this, I actually want to just take a look at a couple of other things that I did in the last few days. I don't know, I just thought it'd be a nice kind of summary of what's going on. So one of the things I made was a fan for my barbecue, wherever it's gone. And that thing's gone. I thought it was just on my desk, but I don't see it. Cool. Oh no, I know where it is. I did the nice thing and actually put it away. Hey, Blueprint 3D, how's it going? No one too cold. Definitely not too cold in Ireland still, it's quite warm. Yeah, so let me show. This is my it's the fan I made for my barbecue. So it's pretty simple, and I might do a video on a barbecue controller at some stage, probably not yet, but because it's outside and yeah, you don't have access to power too easily. I was powering it off an external battery bank, one that actually has charge in it. Where are we? Here. So it's really simple. It is a fan, a pretty big 12-volt fan. It has 2 male header pins here for plugging the fan into, like that. It's got a step-up converter that's from AliExpress. It's very bright on me, but maybe we'll just turn that down a small bit. That's not down, that's up. There we go. Yeah, it's got a small step-up converter from AliExpress, and then it's connected to 5 volts then as well. So I was curious to see would a battery bank have enough power to power this, and it seemed like it did. So this actually worked really well. So I pointed it at the firebox of my barbecue, and it's not adjustable or anything. Well, I guess you could adjust the voltage going into the 12 volts, but yeah, it worked pretty well. Uses between 1.5 and 2 amps of current. You can see it just up the top there. So it's currently using 1.5-ish or so. So yeah, that worked out better than I thought for 10 minutes work. So yeah, fun little project. Hello to everybody in the chat. I see Michael or Hassiter. Good evening to you. Blueprint 3D, good evening to you. Chicky and Greg are both from the southern hemisphere, so good morning on Tuesday to you. I think Chicky is... No, Chicky is Colin Hickey. So, no, he's not southern hemisphere. Good evening to you, and good morning to Greg. Yeah, because you must be up pretty early. What do I do in my barbecue? I love burgers on a barbecue, absolutely love them, but that having a fan or whatever is more for longer blowing or longer. I have an offset smoker, and I just cannot get the thing to keep temperature at all. So yeah, that it's just too cold. I'll fill the hot box or the fuel box with like a full kettle full of lit charcoal, and the thing should be roasting, and it can't get the heat up at all. So, but with the fan I could, so it did make a big difference. But on my Weber kettle, I just do stuff like chicken, and sausages are really good on a barbecue if you just kind of smoke them, and also burgers. I love burgers. Yeah, so that was pretty much it for the barbecues for me. Take any recommendations for nice stuff to try out. My room is such a mess over there, so let's yeah, we do that too, but steaks are kind of expensive, so I actually kind of I really like good steaks, but I find like sometimes you just get a bad, like, or not a great steak. So I actually probably in general prefer burgers. Like, a burger is €1 like for a decent quarter pounder, and like a good steak is a fiver. So, you know, like, I probably prefer the steak, but I don't 5 times prefer it. So especially if you're cooking for a good few people, it sure adds up. What else was I working on? Ooh, let me show you another thing that I was working on. So this is the code for it, but I've been working on a badge. Am I more zoomed in this picture? Not really. It slightly moves the overlay though. That's interesting. I never noticed that before. Yeah, so this is code for the badge I've been working on for Unexpected Makers badge challenge. So I was streaming about this on Saturday, and the like playback of that video is still on the Twitch channel if you want to take a look at it. I won't put the Saturday streams on YouTube just because I don't want my channel to just be overrun with streams. Like, if I uploaded 2 streams a week onto the channel, and I probably only upload a video every 2 weeks, you know, it'd be kind of whatever, 4 to 1 streams to videos. So I'll try to keep that down. But yeah, so this is pretty fun. It's using TTP229 capacitive touch sensor that I got from AliExpress a good while ago. But yeah, so you can touch different pieces of it. It's up in a box at the moment. I suppose I can take it down, but I won't power it up or anything. But yeah, so it's a pretty simple circuit. Got an Tiny, got the capacitive touch sensor and a buzzer, and so when you click on the different ones, it plays a different tone on the buzzer. And then the idea behind it is, I'm not going to, I'll reveal my deep secrets, is that my my badge is going to be like a piano. So it's going to be about this shape down to here, or about that distance, I think. I thought I had a better drawing of it, but I don't think so. And it's going to have capacitive touch sensor at different points here, and yeah, so you're going to be able to play it like a piano, and that actually works pretty decent. So the next problem with that is that I am in the process of turning that into a PCB, something I've never done before. So yeah, I don't even know how to like navigate my way around this software. That's how bad I am. So the buzzer actually uses a bit more juice than you think it would. So it works more reliably with two coin cell batteries. So it's going to have 2 coin cell batteries. Just a power LED. It's got an Tiny. That's the buzzer circuit that you can't see because I'm in the way of it. I guess I could just move it over like this. That's the buzzer circuit, the same kind of circuit that I've been using for the buzzer on all the different projects I've been doing. And then here is the TTP229. That's not fully hooked up yet. So most of these other like these TPs are all just touch points, and they have to be connected to a pad on the board that's going to be my touch point, and then also some resistors too. So yep, that's something else I'm working on. And then if you were looking at my Twitter, I also did where am I? It's so warm in Ireland, even still. I have the window open, I'm still just roasting. It's just the pressure, maybe. Here we go. So I finally finished the kitchen the grow lights that I was talking about with my wife. I think doing for my wife. I think I'll make a video on this. I have some shots of making it, and then I think I might just talk about the finished product more than going through it, because it's pretty simple of a project. So I think it'd make a kind of boring video to like do, like, then you put in this screw and then you put in that screw, because also it'll like impact on, like, it'll really depend on what you have and don't have available to you. So this is actually the circuit board from a stream I did ages ago about kitchen counter lights. So when you asked on Twitter, Michael, what code I was using for the Alexa thing, I haven't programmed this board in like 3 months, so I didn't really know. But yeah, so it looks pretty nice, I think. Here's the glamour shot of it. So it's just a couple of those strips that we seen in a post bag recently enough, and yeah, the circuit has just got a MOSFET that's controlling, turning them on and off. It's also got a rotary encoder for adjusting the brightness on it, and that's really about it. So now that that's done, let's start looking at what we're here to look at. So actually Twitter would be a good thing to start with. Is that sure? So what we're going to look at is Mike Swan, who we often see on the chat. Is he has made this piece of code. If it's streaming okay, looks generally alright. So it's like the Tetris number stuff that I was showing before, but it's drawn out all the different letters. So he's written like pretty much all the ASCII characters out. So I don't know why I can't get the video to show anything but anything but, there we go, here's some letters. Nice like little flashy thing that we might try to fix as well. But yeah, so what he sent me that code, and we're going to try to integrate it back into the Tetris animation library. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So first things first is I need to get that code from Mike and see how it goes. Somebody is messaging me. Just make sure it's nobody like, hey, something is showing. No. All good. You grill fresh zucchini direct from the garden. Nice. That should be pretty good. We don't have anything to harvest from the garden yet. So let me just do desk and me for the minute, because Mike sent me the code via private message, but I think it's on his GitHub, so I don't think it's anything too secretive or anything. Yes. Okay, yeah, so this is Mike's code. It's forked off an older version of the library I was working on, but it should be fine. So if we take a look at source, he's got a letters.h that we need to add. So this is defining every single letter that he was using. So yeah, this was a huge amount of work put into this. So Mike is on holidays or vacation, whatever you call it, in Italy at the moment. So when he's back, make sure to send him the thanks. I didn't actually realize Blueprint 3D that you were Belgian. Yeah, very close. Yeah, I was watching just the end of the match there. I saw all 3 of the Belgian goals, so I tuned in for the good times apparently. Yeah, and hello to Dave Darko. How's it going? Right, so now that we got all that stuff out of the way, let's get into the good stuff. So let me open up, open recent, Tetris Animation. So Tetris Animation here is the, is that big enough? Yeah, is the library that has that fallen Tetris time code. So the thing that Mike forked was this one, pretty much the code I was working on to turn it into a library. Just before I put it into Tobias created a new repo and I put it into that instead, because Tobias's original repo was like a Tetris clock, and I wanted to, oh hey, I'm guessing T Bloom is Tobias. So hey Tobias, how's it going? Yeah, so I don't know how to refer to you now. You, Tobias? Tobias's original project was specifically about a clock. The beard is gone, but if you wait like a month, it'll be back again. It was specifically about a clock, and then this was going to be for, you know, anything you wanted, and even like it supports more than just the matrix now, and with Mike Swan's code, it's going to support more than just numbers. So yeah, be pretty nice. Oh, nice one, Colin. Yeah, I find it funny, like, do I call you Cheeky or Colin? I watched your Raspberry Pi birdhouse video as well. It turned out really good. Very impressed with it. So I did subscribe, and I recommend everybody else should too. Let me just grab that. So to give people absolutely no excuses whatsoever. Where are you, Colin? Okay. There you go. No excuses. There's Colin's channel. Go check it out. I recommend it. I probably would have bought a birdhouse and put your project in it. But just because my 3D printing situation is crap. But other than that, I thought it was really cool. It worked really well, the night vision stuff for the LEDs. Actually, I have one more thing to show you before we move on to this stuff. This came in the post today. It's an Instructables prize pack that I opened already because the packaging was absolutely covered in like my address, and I just wasn't bothered hiding it all out. But this is the prize pack that came from finishing second in the microcontroller contest with the LED Matrix Instructable for how to use it. So one of the things that it comes with is this pretty impressive looking paper craft kit for making the robot in the VW van looking thing, so that should be pretty cool. It came with a t-shirt. I think this is my 4th one now. I'm not 100% sure on that. Pretty sure I have the red color already too, but that's okay. And then it also came with this thing, which I'm not 100% sure what it is. Let's find out. Oh, it's signed by all the people. Is Becky's name here? I don't see it unless she's terrible writing. Maybe. Is it actually? It's surely printed, right? Yeah, it must be printed. Becky, disappointed. Where's Becky Stern? Nowhere to be found. But yeah, so they've really stepped up the prize pack game. Actually, hey PsyQ, how's it going? Yeah, so they've really stepped up the prize pack game, because you used to get a t-shirt and one of these stickers. I don't think it was even this big. Maybe you got a little bit more than that. This is what you used to get from a prize pack. A sticker like that, a patch, and then a sticker like that. But yeah, now you get papercraft stuff and notepads and stickers and more stickers and more stickers, and yeah, it's pretty nice. So I recommend, if you get a chance, to enter in a few Instructables competitions. If yeah, if you have a project idea that suits for it. They just released a few new competitions today. I don't think any of them fit me too well, but maybe they fit ye. Yeah, so recommend giving them a check out. So back to the task at hand. So we have code here from Mike, and we need to pull this across. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this letters .h. So rather than merge it in, because it's now merging to, he's merging to a repo that I have already moved away from. So like, rather than merge his PR, I'm not even sure if he did an actual PR. I'm just going to copy the files across. If we need to sort it out in terms of like credit, I'll just keep it there anyways. We can. I mentioned it to him before about doing the PR, and I don't think he was too bothered. We can roll it back anyways if we have to. First things first is to get it pulled in and working. So just gonna add a new file. I'm gonna call it Tetris letters.h, and I'm gonna paste in his code here. So he has a struct as well that's also defined somewhere else. I think I've moved this to be in Tetris Matrix draw. Yeah, I have. So, or did I? No, I didn't. Okay. So he has it in 2 different places, does he? That would be the first thing we need to check out. I wouldn't have thought it would compile if it was in both places. Also, if you didn't notice in the chat as well, T Bloom is Tobias Bloom, who did all the work on this in the first place, so make sure you thank him. And also he's the author of Mac Lighting, so if you've ever used that software too, make sure to thank him for that as well. Yeah, Tobias pretty much won me a laptop before, because my wedding lights project won a laptop, and like there was 9 different lights all running Mac Lighting. So yeah. Nice. The purple t-shirt. I would have liked the purple t-shirt because I already have a red one. But I think Sean Hodgins tweeted one time that like he had like 10 different ones or whatever. There's some people who just are constantly winning them. There's a guy I follow on Twitter called Igor. I'd say he must win 5 or 6, or at least like place in 5 or 6 a year easily. Like I seen today and I retweeted it. He has won in the final of the Make It Move competition. So yeah, that guy is on the ball when it comes time to that. Right, so let's see, Tetris draw CPP. So he's pulling in letters.h. Oh, did he replace numbers.h? Maybe that's why it's not complaining about maybe that's why it's not complaining about there being 2 definitions of the struct, because it's not there. So the number one, does it work? Set number state, set numbers. Yeah, I don't know what the story is with that. I'll just pull it in as well, I think. Letters.h into Tetris Matrix draw.cpp, except it's Yeah, I think this is going to cause an issue when I go compile it, but we'll see. Tetris letters.h. Okay, what else is new in his code? Draw shape is fine. He's added a new shape. This, I think these ones here are new. I think they're technically not Tetris ones, but it just made him making up the the font so much easier, so I definitely won't begrudge him. Oh, we already had a half cross, so he just added this corner one. Corner shape. So let's grab that guy. Is it like this? I guess these should be if else's, right? That might save us a tiny bit of compute time. Because, or else if, I mean. Because, like at this time it'll do what it needs to do with say it's a square. It'll do what it needs to do with the square, but then check if it's every other type as well, which is not ideal. So let's do that. I guess we could do the same with the rotations. Where would I normally put this down? On the next line, you open that line. Dunno, not feeling it today. Let's not worry about that. We could do, that would be one thing that we could look at to improve improve compute time, but let's not worry about that right now. Just because it's tedious and like it will look fairly crap on a stream. Set num state, num to draw as value. So he still has an int, so he must have a new place to keep the letters, like a letter state maybe. Set text, so maybe just as a string. Set text. Okay, let's take a look at that. Tetris Matrix draw. Set text. Oh, he still goes into num state's position number to draw. Oh, he's getting text, character, position is char, letter. Text.length is the size of the value. Set num state, int letter, x shift. How does that work? So he's passing in text. He's getting the length of the text. Oh, he's getting the int representation of the letter. So will that return an ASCII? I guess it must, right? Interesting. Nice, cool. So he must have stepped up the size of the what was there before, did he? No. Okay. Let's stick with it. So set text. Let's bring it in. Okay, so Tetris Matrix draw. Set num state, set numbers, set text. And let's go back to Let me move that over there, and I'll move this here so we can take a look at what he's doing. And I'll just copy across whatever I need to copy across. So this set text I need to copy across. So let's do that. So that's going into Tetris Matrix Draw, which is probably the wrong name for it, but here we are. It's the name for it. Set time, set numbers, set text. Yep. Should be okay. Okay, draw. Yeah, we need to draw text. Yeah, so this is one thing that's pretty different than what he had, so let's move it back. So previously I had draw numbers as a void, but I've changed it to be a bool, and there's a reason for that. If we look at one of the examples, multiple emulated clocks. So this is like on the display, there's 4 clocks, all with falling blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And what was happening was that as more and more blocks came onto the screen, they started to flicker pretty badly, because especially when it was finished drawing as well, because what it was doing was it was clearing the screen and redrawing every block every like however often it was doing it, every 0.1 of a second. So it was trying to basically clear the screen and redraw the same thing over and over and over and over again, which is not ideal at all. So what I did instead was I changed draw numbers to return a boolean, and the boolean basically indicates whether it's finished animating it or not. So when it's finished drawing, it'll say, yeah, I'm done. And if the user's code wants to stop animating it at that stage, they can, and it'll save the refreshing, and it'll make it look more static with no flicker. So like what that would be handy for is, like, when you're finished drawing the time, you don't need to clear the screen and redraw the same time over and over again until the time changes. So if we look at the NTP clock, I don't actually do it in this one, but I don't think I stopped drawing at any stage. No, I don't. But like, there's very set moments where you're going to be updating the time, and it's here when the current time has changed. The displayed time is not equal to current time, and so then you would basically set your display flag to be true again, and then, you know, it would tell it, okay, now you need to reanimate. Yeah, so we need to do that again for the draw text. Yeah, so it's nothing too fancy. It's basically, if it detects that one of the blocks is in the falling state, it sets the finished animating flag to be false, and that's pretty much it. That kind of covers you, and then you just return that. Whereabouts is that? That's just in the if loop or if statement here. So like when it's here, this is a falling shape. Number to draw -33. That must be some ASCII magic or something. I'm not sure what that's about, but anyways, not to worry. So then just at the end here, I returned finished animating no matter what, and I'll do the same up here for him. Yep, so that should be it. Now I'm not sure if there's anything else. Oh, maybe he actually, the reason why he didn't have any conflict is he replaced the text like he had numbers in his one too. So maybe that's how it was working for him, that he wasn't using the original numbers. That must be it. Alright. So when he did set time, set numstate, set numbers, current X shift to int, set numstate, number, and then when he's drawing the number, num to draw, block index. Man, I completely forget how this works. But anyways, let's see how we get on. Tetris colors, color fall index, num states, rotations, draw shape. Yeah, so the draw shape is going to come up here and draw the shape. Yeah. I'm a little confused, but anyways, so draw text for numbers if this is falling, num to draw, num states, get falling instruction by number. Where is that defined? That's in Tetris numbers.h. So did he replace that? Get falling instruction by number. Still there. Unless it's just in letters.h now. Yes. Okay. Holy crap. Yeah. Okay, so he doesn't... It doesn't look like his supports numbers anymore. Or like regular numbers, or at least the numbers that used to be there before. So that's one thing to work out. I suppose he has all the numbers, but I don't know. Tetris letters.h. So he has all the stuff here. Get fall instruction by number. So yeah, it's not going to compile if I have both of them included at the one time. And like setting the clock and stuff isn't going to work anymore with the current code, I don't think. So let me just comment this out and we'll get it working, because it's been pretty boring to be looking at me for the last while. So let me just open up this, open not find in folder, reveal in Explorer. Okay, that's one thing. And now I need to go to Arduino, except not that Arduino, because I still haven't fixed my bad version of ESP8266 core in my regular Arduino install. Not libraries, portable. Let's go back here. It's in Sketchbook. Now it's libraries. Now it's Tetris Animation. So I'm just going to copy across the source from here to here and replace the... Yep, except I didn't copy, I just moved, so now I just need to copy it back. So I actually have something still here. Yeah, right. So let's open up this Arduino instance. So here we go. I'm gonna take off my screen share in case it pops up password or key or whatever. It didn't, which is good, but anyways. So what I should be able to do now, did he have an example actually in his library? Alpha test, yes. Let's grab that. I need to add it to the examples folder at some stage, but let's grab it for now. This was not written by me, but I'll take the credit. Why not? Yeah. Anybody working on anything interesting over the weekend or anything? I basically told you my life story at the start of this one. So yeah, he should have all the same things as me. It doesn't require any Wi-Fi, so I'm just gonna try pressing upload and seeing how it goes. Oh, it's warm. So warm. Oops. I obviously made a mistake here somewhere. No, I've set text, but I don't have draw text. Oops. So let's take a look at that. Back to the source. Draw matrix.h. Draw text. And put that in up here, down here. Yep, and now I need to just copy that across. So back to this. Portable, sketchbook, libraries, Tetris Animation, to source. I'll just copy this across. Actually, I didn't need to go there. I could have just copied it from here. Ugh. Tetris Matrix draw.h. Now, let's compile. Hey David, how's it going? How's that badge coming along? Did you put in did you order your PCB yet? I know you were pretty far along with it. Or fallen block was not declared in the scope. Expected. So 43520. I know. It was just too hot. It was so hot, like I couldn't deal with it anymore, so I got rid of it. I'm sorry that I've let you all down. Fallen instruction is, I don't see where that is. Expected colon before semicolon before fallen block. Maybe fall instruction is there. What is this? Is draw numbers. $435. I feel like I've disappointed David Watts now. I feel bad. Yeah. Why isn't this working? Fall instruction. Fall in str. Fallen underscore block. It's gone to a better place. My bin. I++, that should be... doesn't need a semicolon afterwards. Maybe there's more errors, is there? Oh, there is. Fall instruction is not declared in the scope. X shift clock was not declared in the scope. Lots of stuff not declared in the scope. Did I spell it wrong on the import, maybe? Seems like something I do. Tetris letters. No. Tetris letters dot h. Rename Tetris letters dot h. And we go back to here. That didn't change. Fall in str is there. Yeah, I was wondering about that as well. If you just you could take a random color for the different shapes. The only other thing is that, like, I doubt people mind that much. Like, as in, it's only 1000 for like a minute, and then it's not that anymore, so it looks fine again. So yeah. Why am I having all these errors though? That's... X shift clock was not declared in the scope. I must have... It's all not declared in the scope, not declared in the scope, not declared in the scope. Then this was expected here. Expected semicolon before fallen block. Damn, I've goosed something up here. Do I definitely have Tetris letters over here? Yeah. Suspiciously small file though. 0? How did that happen? Is it not saved? That would help. Yeah. That would help a lot. Hello. What is your name? Because I can't read it. The King. How's it going? Tazre Duru Peru. I cannot speak whatever language that is, so apologies. Okay, so that should hopefully solve that problem. So let's upload now. I hope. Fingers crossed. No. Draw text. Oh, it's Boolean. Ah, yes. No parla español. I can't even reply no. If I could reply yes, I'd be able to say yes. Nope, no Spanish whatsoever. I've talked about it before, but I learned German in school, and I really can't speak a word of it. So Spanish, no. I did like one class of basic Spanish or something at one stage, so that was fun. I'm not one of those people who's gonna put in time to do anything, really. I don't know what it is in me. It's like I would love to be able to speak Spanish, and I'd love to be able to play guitar, but I'm never gonna do either of those things. So yeah, that's where we are. Okay, source, Tetris letters, no, stop. Tetris Matrix draw, copy, place. Okay, cool. Let's do an upload. Yeah, I'm thinking of going on another AliExpress diet, and I've so much stuff that like my list of projects is getting longer and longer and longer, and you know, I have enough stuff to make like 10 projects. Like if I didn't buy another thing off AliExpress, I'd say I would be fine till Christmas for making content. So yeah, I'm just going to put it on the back burner for a while, with one exception, that I do plan to make some PCBs, and like I don't have any stuff for that. So if I design a PCB that's ready for order, I'm allowing myself order the parts for that. Yeah, like I'm the same. So I'm going to, like, I'll probably have another post bag video, like just out of stuff I've already ordered before, but then I'll probably let it take a back seat. So this is not working. Do I have a loose connection somewhere? It's been a while since I did anything with this project, so I see red lights. It's like it doesn't have power. Oh, maybe because it doesn't have power. That could be a thing. Yep, that's a thing. No power. Where is the... I plugged out the kettle lead for plugging into the back of this. So there we go. For something else, and forgot to plug it back into my 5-volt power supply. So yeah, it's drawn faster than mine was drawn. I wonder, does he have the speed of it updated? Yeah, he's updating at twice the speed I was, which maybe isn't a bad thing. The colors don't look as bright as that on my screen, or my eyes. Let me see if I can lower the exposure or something. Yeah, you can see a bit more colors to it there. Let's see if I can lower it down even more. I think the lower you make the exposure, the more it flickers. So it is flickering a bit for me, not as bad as it is for ye. But like when they're all finished animating like that, I can't actually mic boost. This is as loud as my mic goes. I think I need to install voice meter or something. Yeah, like this is as loud as my mic goes, and I'm pretty much talking right into it at the moment, so I can't do a huge amount more than this. Yeah. Okay, so cool. It works. Not 100% sure what I'm gonna do about the number situation, but man, Mike did a good job on this. Flickering for ye. Ye is an Irish thing. It's incorrect English to use it, but it is very commonly used in Ireland as the plural of you. So instead of saying you people, like it would be ye people. So yeah, that's ye for you. Yeah, okay, so what do I do now with the numbers? I guess I think it'd be easy enough to get both of them working at the one time, so I might as well just do that. Yeah, is it okay in terms of volume now, SciQ? It is fully loud in whatever this thing is called, OBS. Yeah, I think he spent like a full week on it, pretty much. Um, he cheats a little bit because he has these, like, I don't know if you can see that, but there's 4 red squares there. Do I have something a bit more pointy? I do. There's 4 red dots there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one here is a corner piece, so it's 1, 2, and 3. Hey, mumbling is what I do best. No, it is a bit quiet in general though. Like, if I have this fully turned up, I would expect, like, I'm not talking quietly. It's not like I'm whispering and, you know, I'm trying to be quiet. Like, I'm talking pretty much full volume for what I would do in general conversation, and it's just not that loud. Like, I would expect to have to turn it down so I'm not deafening you, but it's not that case at all. So I was looking at like solutions for it, and voice meter is one of them. But yeah, I probably do mumble at times when I'm thinking about something else or whatever. As a guy who's been streaming for like 4 months at this stage, you'd think I'd get better at it, but no. Not happening. Okay, so let's fix some so that the original numbers still work with this, because I think it's broken for setting the time and stuff like that. So how I'm going to fix that is I'm just gonna I think I can just get rid of this struct if it's already defined somewhere else. I guess this would need to call it in. For the moment, I'm just gonna call it fall letter instruct, maybe. It is the same as the other one. So what would be the any C++ heads in the house? So we have, do I have? We have this, we've 2 files here. We've basically number, I don't know how I'm doing this when I can just point it out to you. We have letters.h, Tetris letters.h, and Tetris numbers.h, and both of these need to use fall underscore instruction, I guess it's shorthand for, which is a struct. So like, where would be the best place to put that struct so we only need to define it once? A separate file, maybe? Like, Tetris Matrix draw.h is like the entry level one, but wouldn't Tetris numbers.h then would it need to pull in from that? Or if it was yeah, like, I don't think we can just put it there unless this imported Tetris letters.h, which would that then be a circular dependency? Probably. So until I get a better answer, or an answer, I'm just gonna rename this for, this is for the numbers, let's do it for letters. So, oh, there's so many of these. Maybe doing it for the numbers would be easier. No, that's fine. I'll just do a find and replace all on them. So fall instruction. Let's do fall instruction let. And let's do a replace all. Okay, cool. That's that done. And now I need to fix that up in the CPP. So where we're drawing text, fall fall instruction should become fall instruction let. And get fall instruction. Get fall instruction by ASCII. I think I'm going to change this to. And same here. And then change that in Tetris letters. Get fall instruction. Okay, I think that should see us out. So let's copy this across into the library and test that it works. For the ASCII characters, I guess while we're here as well, what am I after doing? Blocks per number has been previously defined. Whoopsies. Let's go back here. So Tetris letters.h blocks per chair. Blocks per number isn't used here, so it must be back in the CPP, where we draw the text block. Yeah, blocks per number. So is that anywhere else here? It's just in one place. Okay. It's that gentleman done. Again, I need to copy that across though. Oh, Sil, you're in for a treat. Hello to you. Yeah, I didn't do it though. I didn't do any of the work for this. Mike Swan, who's often on the chat here, he is another Irish fellow. He did all the work for it, and it's working. I'm just now merging it into the library. I wonder if I can. Let's fix whatever is wrong with this. Blocks per chair. Oh, there's this X shift clock. I don't think that's gonna be needed in the letters.h, so let's get rid of that. Yeah, I'm just breaking loads of stuff at the moment, but if you hold on, pretty soon I will X shift clock, X shift for up to 8 characters. Does he use that? Because I only particularly use this for the clock. Otherwise I just add 7 every time. X shift clock is in the set time, set text. Yeah, I need to do the same thing as I do here. Ooh, the Tetris thing between digits might change. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, disaster. Was there much damage done? I presume you just lost the strip. So let's do this. Current X shift. The difference between the digits. And I'm just gonna put this in here as well. I'm not 100% sure if I need it for this, but there is a reason why it's there. I'll get into in a minute. Tetris letters.h. This isn't needed. Okay, so let's copy across everything again. Yeah, the strips did take me 15 minutes. Just directly. Oh yeah, that's interesting. I never even would have thought of doing that, connecting the strips to the printer. I suppose it makes sense because you have a power supply that probably has 12 volts. But then you changed out your power supply of your printer, did you? What kind of printer do you have, Sil, actually? Okay, let's see. Is this gonna fix all my issues now? And your printer is able to take a 32-volt power supply. That's impressive. My printer is sitting there unused at the moment, looking sad. Upload failed. Let's just try that again. It's kind of crap. I don't know. It probably should be better than it is. I don't know what I'm doing with it at the same time. Yeah. You have a Prusa that's 5 times scaled up? Do you have a link to that? Alright, so this is still working anyways. Which one do I have? I have a G-Tech. Okay, cool. I have a G-Tech. Let's get this. Can we see over there? Yeah, you can see it kind of sitting lonely over there. It's a pretty bad angle, but I can't get it any better. It's a G-Tech i3 aluminium. I can't pronounce that word. I got like 2 years ago. I have a huge amount of stuff left over from the kit as well that I made, so I'm beginning to question whether I made it right at all. Yeah, it's fine. Like, I've printed stuff on it, but it'd be pretty unreliable to print on. Like, I wouldn't trust it for any like size of a thing. I'm pretty sure the Z-axis rods are pretty bent on it too. It doesn't have any extrusion cooling, like, or filament cooling. I don't know. It does. It's 20 by 20 build volume by 180 or something. It's pretty big. But like any larger prints tend to curl pretty bad, even though it does have a heated bed and stuff. You had a bag of spare parts. Let me show you. I have a full component box full of spare parts. Like, and I've even been using stuff from it too. Like, so I don't know. Like, how do I have this much spare stuff? But anyways, and even like some of it's like, you know, if I was them, I wouldn't be sending like expensive nuts. Like, they're chunky. Yeah, so I hated every minute of building that printer. It was a disaster. The kit I had was like different than the instructions. There was video instructions and there was a PDF instruction, and the PDF instructions were pretty light on detail, I think, but it was for my printer. And then the video instructions were pretty good on detail, but it wasn't exactly for my printer. So I was building it as a, like, using a mix match of both of those, and yeah, bit of a disaster. But it does print, in fairness to it. But I'd love a new one. But I'm not gonna buy a new one. I promised myself at the start of the year that I wouldn't buy a new one. I would love a Creality printer, and I would absolutely love if somebody would buy me one. Not buy me one. If somebody would send me one, I will shill any Chinese company who is willing to send me one. It doesn't print well, but the coffee it makes is good. I haven't drank coffee since October. I miss it terribly. Oh, sorry, that's not true. I've drank decaf coffee since October, but I haven't drank caffeinated coffee since October. Yeah, so GearBest, Banggood, if you're watching, I can be bought, and my price is a 3D printer. Okay, so cool, that's working now. So let's test out one of the other examples. I think if I had my way, so if I had $1,000 to spend on a 3D printer, I would 100% get Mark III Prusa. Yeah, I just think they look great. Set numbers. Is that... Yeah, cool. Actually, no, let's do the emulated clock one, because that looks more impressive. And I'll also then get to show you the improvement of the flickering. Well, it doesn't look to be flickering too bad there. You can see a bit of flickering. Nice score. What's the score? The printer? No, they haven't sent me one yet. But I live in hope. It's funny, like I talk about, you know, oh, I'm not going to sell out or whatever. Would 100% sell out for a 3D printer. Oh, nice. I wish they'd send me one with no firmware on it. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that is a nice score. So here's the falling clocks. Sorry. I'm trying to tighten up my webcam. What Russell wrote. Yeah, so it's still flickering now because one of them is still animating. So now the flickering has stopped because it's not clearing the screen and redrawing it anymore. So yeah, I think this is probably good to go. So I'll add the example that Mike wrote. I'll give him some credit for it too, seeing as he did write it. ASP, what did he call it? No, not file. Get rid of that. New folder. I think he called it alpha test. New file, alpha test.ini. That's on a deal from someone, Colin, is it? Like in exchange for something on your channel? Ender 3. Is that the one that Hassiter has, actually? I don't know if Hassiter is still on. It's pretty late in Germany now, but I think he might have an Ender. He's getting great results out of his. I'm very impressed with it. Yeah, like, to be honest, I would prefer a better, smaller printer than, like, a large build volume doesn't bother me that much. Like, maybe, like, 15 by 15 would be loads for me. Dual extruder and hot end. Nice. So do you print different colors on it then, or whatever? But I guess that's what dual extruders are for, right? Yeah. Maybe. Oh, it's a CR10 Mini you have. You're getting great results out of yours, Michael. Maybe I should just contact Creality directly. Use my massive following of fans as a carrot to bait them with. Hey, I've got like 3,500 subscribers. Kind of a big deal. No, but it is actually funny. I was reading before, just with the kind of rise of like Instagram celebrities, that the amount of people. I did actually contact GearBest and they didn't reply. But the amount, like, the people, like, brands target micro influencers a lot now. Micro influencer is somebody who has like 1,000 to 10,000 followers on Instagram, because apparently the engagement that a brand gets from their fans is much higher, like, return than the engagement for someone who has like 1 million fans. So not in total, but like the percentage of, hey PsyQ, thanks for the sub, really appreciate it. But the total like engagement is obviously higher on the higher people, but the actual kind of the actual, like, I don't know, return on investment per follower that the person has is higher on micro influencers. So like if you do even have a small following in any shape or form in any social media, don't be surprised with like your potential value to companies like that. But saying that, yeah, I contacted GearBest, and I also the weirdest one I have is Banggood contacted me, and I replied to them saying, cool. Well, like, they were basically saying, hey, if you want to do, you know, a review of something, just let me know. Or, you know, I was like, okay, what's the story? Like, do you send me something? Do I pick out something? How does this work? And they never replied. So that was the end of my dealings with Banggood. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I don't use Banggood or GearBest anymore, really. I don't have any problems with them whatsoever. They're just, like, AliExpress is just, like, 20% cheaper. Yeah, yeah, so, I don't know. Yeah, so, okay, that's done. I've added the alpha test example. Let me put in Mike's name up the top, because it is absolutely not written by me. Yeah, no, I don't know, I like AliExpress's app. They're the cheapest, I find like maybe sometimes eBay is a bit cheaper. Rarely, I find just there's a really strong glow from like up on my face from this thing. But yeah, just AliExpress is just absolutely fine for me. It just works. I like their returns process, or you know, their resolution process is good. The fact that it reminds you that it's coming up, all good stuff. So yeah, and yeah, the app is just it's good. Yeah, like I do a lot of my like purchasing on my phone, and I watch a lot of YouTube video. Like that's where how I watch most people's YouTube videos. It is 1% less, but it all counts. Hey Colin, just have fun in Paris. Hopefully it's I don't know if I want to say it's a little bit cooler over there, but yeah, have fun anyways. There goes the AliExpress diet. No, I'm not buying anything off AliExpress. I'm good for the moment. Other than like that SMD stuff is going to keep me ticking over, so it's fine. Nice, 15%. But like even if it's a 1% thing, right? So I normally buy on my phone anyway, so that's not a big deal. But like I could easily spend like 500 or 600 euro on AliExpress a year, or maybe even more. I don't know. I'm afraid to go look. So I guess 1% is not a huge amount, but I don't know. Every little helps. Like if you spend 500 euro, you're getting a free Wiimote or whatever, or just buying stuff on your phone. Seems alright to me. Yeah, like you mentioned that actually in one of the comments, IQ, about like, you know, that regular power supplies are cheaper, or not cheaper, but are, you know, not much more expensive. I don't know where to buy a regular power supply. Like, I have an 8 amp 5-volt power supply powering this thing right now, and like my options I feel for buying that are buy a Chinese one from China or buy a Chinese one from someone in Europe. Like I don't know where I would buy a real one, like a genuine proper kind of one that wouldn't be like 60 euro. Yeah. Yeah, you see that's the thing. Like I can buy that power supply off someone in the UK. Probably I don't know where I'd find one in Ireland, but I could buy that power supply off someone in the UK, but it would be the same power supply for like 3 times the price. Yeah, so what I just need to do is maybe I'll just send them to Big Clive. But I'd be interested, Psyq, where do you buy your power supplies? Is there somewhere in Germany that we should be getting them? Like I'm not questioning you at all. Like I would be happier to buy a decent power supply. Like if it was like double the price or whatever, but it was good, I'd be happy with that. Dave Darko doesn't agree. No. What is this called? Let's throw this down here. Written by Mike Swan. Don't do Conrad. You just don't like Conrad because their pink breadboard is like 20 euro or whatever it was. Crusty German company. Would you not want me supporting German companies and bringing some money to the Deutschland? So meanwhile, interesting. It's gonna be pretty soon that I'll have to make alternative arrangements for buying stuff, because like at the moment I buy like I buy a huge amount of my stuff from Amazon.co.uk, and like UK is going to be out of the EU next March, right? So that's only like 8 months away or 9 months away. So yeah, I need to find somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not in the UK. I'm in Ireland. I'm an EU person and will continue to be an EU person. But I'll have to change where I buy stuff from. So where can we summarize where I'm meant to be looking? Poland.de. What else was there? Poland.de. Reichelt. And Meanwell. Okay. Oh no, Meanwell is the brand, is it? Volkaner is Conrad, but more expensive. Who would have thought there was such like battles in the German component supplier game? Test showing the example showing writing text using the Tetris animation library. Reichelt.de. So if I search 5 volt 8 amp, I think Germany, well, I guess it's just so much bigger is one of the big things. But oh jeez, I can even change the country. You must have slept in, Unexpected Maker. Good morning to you though. My beard is gone. It's gone. It's going to a better place. No, it's just too hot. It's way too hot at the moment. But this Reichelt place seems reasonably cheap. Like you can buy MOSFETs for 7 cents. That seems pretty cheap. Where was it? Where's the 7 cent one? It seems okay to me. I think anything like you can buy for 7 cents is pretty cheap. Yes, pesky school holidays. Oh, sorry, turn that down. BTS 555. BTS 555. Yes, I believe I have some of these, do I? These are the ones you sent me. They're sold out. Oh no. I like the way I could change it to English. I wonder within Germany shipping costs, PayPal. Customer, they just have Germany. We'll look at it some other time. But interesting. Interesting. 580 for shipping. Yeah, up to 10 kg. There used to be a crowd that did like drop shipping, or drop shipping's not the correct term, that did parcel forwarding from Germany to Ireland. I can't remember what they were called, but yeah, there was another crowd that I actually used in Germany a lot. Sorry, that I bought from Germany a lot. Hardwareversand.de. For buying like computer components. I don't think I built this computer from them, but like definitely a good few up to that I was building from them. But they closed like 3 or 4 years ago, and they burnt a ton of people because it was weird, or at least it's weird for me. Like in Germany, don't you do a lot with like bank transfers? Like, as in, it wouldn't be unusual to pay a company in a bank transfer. Like that's super weird in Ireland. Like, you would pay rent as a bank transfer. You might, like, if you were buying a car, you might do a bank transfer. But like, as in, if you were buying a laptop, absolutely no way. You wouldn't, like, as in, it'd be credit card or nothing. But Hardware Versand, you had to do bank transfers, and there was this, but it was so much cheaper than anywhere else that we could buy it from, that it was worth the hassle of doing the bank transfers. But so there was like this week of where you like sent the money, and maybe it wasn't a full week, and you didn't really know what was going on, so it was kind of weird. But after the week was finished, to be like, oh yeah, we're sending you your stuff now. But so they didn't tell anybody that we're closing down, and then just said one day, hey guys, we're closing down. And all that money was like, you know, where people were within that week, they were now burnt, like, or they were waiting for like back shipments of stuff, like, as in, say they bought a processor that was on back order and they were like, oh, we'll ship it when we have it, and then they never had it. So Cyberport and Alternate DE. Don't worry guys, I am not going to be buying any computer stuff anytime soon, because the current computer I have is pretty okay. It works fine for me anyways, and yeah, just keeping it tight money wise. Let's see, source tree. Yeah, like, me and my wife are trying to save as much as we can, and I don't know, so buying a computer at the moment isn't on my agenda. Now, if my computer breaks, I'll buy a new one because I need a computer, but yeah. Yeah, no, this was an active payment, as in, I sent that money to them, and then it was, you know, it's out of my account at that stage. So it was a bit of a disaster. But anyways, stage all, I wasn't one of the ones burnt by it anyways. So adding Mike Swan's alpha library to the party. Yeah, so that's kind of what I planned to do on this clip, or on this stream. This is the part of the readme that I need to do. Draw the value. I guess I could do the set the value using set time set numbers. Text. For these set time or set number. So I'm just gonna update the README. See you, Tobias. Thanks for joining. You're gonna get a couple of notifications that I pushed to your repo. I think. Appreciate it. Hopefully you didn't see me ruin your ruin your code too much. Yeah. So what I might do after this is I might take a look at the badge PCB. I don't know how interesting that'll be to people because I'm really new to Eagle, but yeah, we can just do some finishing off of that. Yeah, badge. Great. So you guys see how I just said you guys rather than ye because ye were given out to me. You guys can show me what to do. Alright, so I don't know. Set text is string. It's a string. Most ASCII cars supported. I don't know if space works. Howdy. I haven't even gotten to the layout stage yet. Yeah. I really need to make a website too at some stage. Block.ie. Stop going to buy it. No, I will probably buy that beforehand. Howdy from Pirate to Cowboy. I'm Sheriff Woody. Howdy. Let's get rid of this for use with set text. Draw text. Oh, the clock is not. The clock's not active at all. They're emulated clocks. I like to call them. They're literally just like random ones. It's just to prove that you could have, like, originally this library only supported one clock right in the middle. It wasn't a library at all, actually. It was just a sketch, and I just wanted to prove that you could have like multiple instances of this library running at the one time with this example here. Draw text. There we go. Let's just update that. Updating README. Okie dokie. But it would make a good, this would make a good multiple time zone clock, I would say. Right? If you had like US time and Irish time and Central European time and Australian time. Australian probably has more than one time zone though, right? I'm guessing. Melbourne time. Okay, that's that done. Okay, cool. I am going to move on to... It sometimes has more than one time zone? What? Is it during the summer it has more than one time zone or something? Let's get rid of the desk cam. It's not needed. I like how date is not saved, but I definitely saved the date. Oh, interesting. Does it? Because I know Windows 7 used to let you do that. Interesting. Some other time. Okay, so this is my badge. I don't know how to move around other than scrolling in. Maybe that's the first thing I should learn how to do. There must be a pan button. Do I hold? Ah, yes. I hold down the middle click and then scratch along. That must be really awkward to do business. Yeah, thank you. That must be really awkward to do business with people. But anyways, I suppose I work with the States, and let me just plug this out so it doesn't like glow on my face anymore. Yeah, so this I'm fine with. Darko sent me on a library to pull in here to get the actual clips of the batteries that I bought, or sorry, the part for the batteries that I bought. So I'll do that off air because I need to find it in Discord. The switch, I'm not a hunt, so I was just gonna put in like a standard SMD switch, like because this thing doesn't have a lot of current, so it doesn't really matter a huge amount. North Korea has 30 minutes and 15 seconds. You see, this is for a badge SciQ, so it's meant to be small. I don't think there's a big issue using two batteries in series in parallel once they're not like chargeable, right? I don't know, it worked fine for me anyways. Yeah. Unexpected Maker has my back. That's so weird. I can't find a part number like switch in here. I can't find a part number switch in here that that matches anything I can buy on AliExpress. Like, I'm sure they're probably the same, but I don't know. Why not use a bigger package cell? Is 2032 not pretty big? But like, I want to buy I have some of the SparkFun ones already, okay? Like, I want to be able to buy like cheap switches. Like, I want these switches to be like 90 cents for 10 of them. That is my goal, because that's kind of what they are. Like, for the cheaper ones on let me update the... I wonder, actually, should I stop streaming and make that last one a video and then start streaming again, and then this is a separate thing? Because yeah. Hey, fcorn66, thanks for the follow. Yeah, they were the ones I was using, right? Where's my badge? Yeah, new stream. Okay, I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I'm gonna just get a drink while I'm at it. this is the best way of bleeding viewers. But anyways, I'll be back in 2 minutes with a new stream.